where were you at in your social media journey when you decided to drop out of college?
I think I had like 2,500 Instagram followers. Didn't have TikTok.
I love this. Okay.
1,000 YouTube subscribers. I mean, nothing. Like I didn't have a platform. I just had like a drive that something was there. I just didn't know what.
Welcome to Broken Famous, the #1 podcast for influencers by influencers. I'm your host, SmallTownHollywood.
And I'm Bryce, ProtoJ. We have a very, very special guest for you today. Most of you have probably seen this incredibly talented drummer playing a drum set engulfed in flames, or maybe even his massively viral paint videos that showcase his drumming talent with an entire palette of vibrant neon colors. Amassing 10 million followers across all platforms, viral videos in the hundreds of millions, and the surname of CEO of drums. Our guest today is Austin Ware, the TikTok drummer.
I don't have an announcer voice, but what's up?
What's up, dude? That was very chill. Bro, how's life been? What have you been up to, dog?
Aren't we supposed to chug these slushies?
Bro, we'll wait for that. He's been
No,
so
you're excited.
nervous for this.
I'm
No,
nervous
you're
about these
excited.
slushies.
Wait, explain what you just said about you don't get brain freeze. You get,
I get esophagus freeze.
what is that?
Y'all have never had that?
I don't think
It's
so. Is
where,
it like heartburn?
It might be heartburn, and I just think it's esophagus freeze.
Oh,
But it's where you get like pain right here,
Right here?
like a lot of pain, like right here.
from just chugging a icy?
When it's cold, when something's cold, there's gotta be. You've got.
Is it like a freezing pain, or is it like a...
It's a burning. It might be
Okay.
It might be heartburn. though.
Just straight up heartburn.
I have to go to the doctor for that one.
Okay, if it starts to feel bad, just we'll stop. It's quick. We're talking about the icebreaker. He's a little nervous for the icebreaker. We did it with Drew last time. Drew Rin. That was a blast though, and I think that was our best performing video from that entire podcast.
I mean, I can just break a piece of ice.
You know, we thought about that.
Should we just chew
thought
ice?
We try to brainstorm some different like icebreaker ideas for you specifically because we know you drum and stuff. But
Yeah.
we're gonna give you the icy treatment just like
Alright.
we did Drew.
Bro,
Alright.
I mean, worst case scenario, we can just get really ice cold water and you can chug.
Y'all are really building this up, man.
I don't know why.
just
I was
get
just getting
after it.
excited for it.
All right, let's get into the icebreaker. So here's the rules. We're all gonna
Go for
chug as much as we can, and then Jarek and I are gonna rapid fire questions at you. Answer them as best as you can.
Okay, I'm stirring this up, man.
Are you sweating, Jarek?
Yes. I'm so nervous, man. Oh my god. All right. Should we do a countdown?
All right, we ready?
We got how long we chug for? 5 seconds. 1, 2.
Say solid 10 seconds. Till that esophagus is just
All right,
on fire
burning.
for you.
Okay, ready? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. What? Would you rather lose your vision or your hearing?
Vision.
Describe your last dream to us.
Playing in an arena.
What is the cringiest thing you did as a teenager?
Shoot.
What do you think the meaning of life is?
To bring others together.
Would you rather have a horse's tail or a unicorn horn?
Horse tail.
What word you absolutely hate?
Being cold.
Who's your primary care physician?
My primary care physician.
What's the best advice you've ever received?
To not worry about what others think.
Oh, that was good. Boom. That was really fast.
I was pretty good though. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, you shot that off fast. Anyway, let's get to the substance, the big stuff. Austin, who is the TikTok drummer? How did you get started with social media?
It's just me. Like I think that's like a. I've been asked that a bunch,
Yeah.
and it's like it's just me. Like I think obviously I kind of like step into like a more like purpose driven moment. You know, when it's like when I hit record and behind the camera and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But like ultimately, I do think people like have personas and people kind of like are this way on camera and like this way off camera. I will say like I'm probably different off camera than people think when they see me going like a maniac, with flames and paint and all this stuff and different awarenesses or whatever. But I think it is like that concept's weird because like no matter like that's really all people see, you know, is like those 30-second clips or whatever.
Yeah, it is kind of like the TikTok drummer is totally separate and like seen as like this powerful TikTok, like the TikTok drummer on camera, and then Austin Ware is like kind of the side behind the scenes, like who we're getting right now.
Do you do a lot of like long form, like sit down interviews like this, or are you generally pretty much just like clips on your TikTok page or YouTube page?
I don't do long content like this.
Okay,
Really. I mean,
it's kind of like an exclusive.
This is like, I was doing a podcast with other drummers, you know, a little bit with a buddy of mine, and you know, we did like 10. He kept running with it. I kind of like stepped back. But yeah, I don't do a lot of longer content.
Yeah. It's different, man. I mean, Jarek and I, when we started the pod, we were excited to get into it because it's a completely different medium.
Right.
You know, like when you put TikToks out, like you can shoot them as many times as you want. It's produced.
Right,
like, you can get the vision you want. But when you do long form content like this, you know, like I always get nervous. I got nervous when we had Drew as a guest, and like I get nervous because all of this production stuff like has to work and fit.
Yeah.
And I don't want to waste your time if I like screw up on
not
hitting record or something like that. So I'm just like, the whole psychology around long forms. It's a different vibe, dude.
Plus, I just love the aspect of podcasts. Like, it kind of gives, like, I think me and you are kind of similar in the sense where, like, we have, like, we're either doing music or performing. Like, I don't really talk too much on any of my videos. Like, no one can really see, like, my personality side. Yeah. With you, you're busy, like, I don't know, slamming drums with fire on it. So no one gets to see, like, the personality of, like, who is this monster on the drums?
Yeah. It's funny. I think I hopped in your live once and I saw like, you know, a couple kids were commenting like, you're different on this live stream.
Dude, yeah. Everyone's like, I've never heard you talk before.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I'm like,
but they have.
Yeah. Except for those like reverse it. Have you seen those? Put this in reverse and tell me what you hear.
Yeah.
Hate those. I mean, they used to pay super well.
Yeah.
But now I'm getting back more into like the mashups.
Used to is the key word there.
Yeah.
Used to.
Oh my God.
I want to just give the audience like a kind of like how we met Austin and like how we know Austin and like where we all were at when we first met. Cause I do think there's like a great point. There's a crazy development, and like I haven't caught up with Austin in a couple of years now. So honestly, like on this pod, it's just us catching up and talking about life. And like I've got so many questions for Austin just because. Dude, it was crazy. So when we met, Jarek and I were just starting TikTok, you know, and we had some pretty like quick success early on with SmallTownHollywood. We had a mashup or one of these remixes that just went crazy viral. But like right away, we were kind of scrambling to figure out like how we could build community in Nashville and who were the other TikTokers. This was 2019, so there was not many people on TikTok in general doing it, you know, as influencers, and especially in Nashville, there was like, I don't know, 6 or 7 of us. And, you know, some people since then have stopped doing it completely. And then there's others like Austin who absolutely has blown up, massive on social media. And so, I mean, 2 years ago, I don't know if you had 1 million yet on TikTok, but now sitting here today, you have 10 million on TikTok. You've got over 5? Is it 500K on YouTube?
I think 900.
Okay, so you're close to 1 million on YouTube.
Yeah.
Wow,
Yeah,
I haven't checked recently. Like the content you're putting out, it goes mega viral now. Like I know you have hundreds of millions of views on a few videos. Like, explain, and you can be as brief or as long as you want about this because I'm so curious about the process. But explain what the last 2 years has been like for you.
It's wild. I mean, I think sometimes like right now, like sitting here, it's like, it's not real. Honestly, like I know it sounds wild, but it's like it's not real.
I get that. Yeah,
it's just kind of like something that I do and then just like follow up with and like see numbers behind it. Like just being totally transparent. But then there's a side of it where like I'll start like reading comments and start like seeing the impact of some of these videos, and it's like that social media is just like very weird in that regard, and really the only thing that makes it like feel real is like for me like comments and reading people's feedback and like because otherwise it's just a number on a screen. I mean really like
And it's really easy.
Not to like break anybody's like expectation of like what it feels like to, you know, have 10 million followers, but like, you know, it's like,
Yeah, I mean, I've 3, which is way less, but it does feel like since you're always alone in like your studio, like I feel like we're kind of in the same space. I'm always sitting in that chair over there just making music, and I'll go check on like we'll have a viral post with like 30,000 comments and like 30 million views, and you kind of scroll and like, ah, man, it didn't hit 36 million today.
Yeah.
And you don't realize like every single number like on there that moves up is an actual human being.
Yeah.
It's easy to think like, oh, these are just feels like bots or robots or like I don't know, just something that like it's like meaningless.
yeah.
But
Was there
a great point.
So in like the last 2 years, was there that kind of pivotal moment for you where like things really started to take off? Is there any moment that you can like kind of coin or define, or is it kind of just a gradual and then all of a sudden it's like, wow?
So it was a gradual growth. I'd say up until, I mean, this sounds so cliche, but like up until about 1 million followers. There was like, also once I started using some paint on the drums.
I remember that.
I think I wasn't doing awareness videos yet, but I just started like putting paint on my drums.
Is that awareness? Are you doing like a play on words with that too?
Well, it's just worked out.
That I just got that right now.
Yeah,
That's
my initials.
I love that.
Yeah.
I love that.
I think it's just one of those things. Just
Yeah.
Okay, it's just supposed to happen like that. I guess I don't know. But yeah, I think hitting 1 million followers mentally, I think gave me some sort of like, all right, this is real. This is legit. Like, you know, this is cool. That's a super built up number. You know, 1 million. You know. And then I started using. There was a video where I put. It was like that Skechers light up, like, you know, that's like Skechers.
Oh yeah,
like
yeah,
that Indian remix or whatever. And I was experimenting with a clothing line and like putting like acrylic paint on clothes, and I got like some glow in the dark paint, and I was like, I'm just gonna wipe this on my sleeve. I had like a hoodie on, and I just like wiped it on my sleeve before I drummed to that song, and that video like instantly just started hitting. I think it was like my first like video that got like 1 million views or whatever.
Wow.
And I was like, that's weird. I didn't do anything different except wipe paint on my sleeve. And so, you know, I just started thinking like, what if I put it, you know, wipe paint on my drums and then play it? So that's really how that happened. Like legit. I was just like, you know, I already had black lights in my studio and stuff because I just thought, you know, they make stuff pop and whatever. But then I was like, I got to go outside to do that. And then I posted one just pouring it on the drums. And it kind of flopped and I was disappointed. And I was like, gosh, I thought this was going to do something. I reposted it and it got like 5 million views. And then I was like, because that hadn't happened yet. Like I hadn't had one hit 1 million until that sleeve one. And that hit and I was like, okay. So I was like, what would anybody do? I was like, I'm going to do this again.
Right.
I'm going to do this again. Yeah. And
you believed in that content enough though to repost it.
Yeah.
That's important.
Yeah. I was like, so I deleted it and I was like, I think I actually left it up. If you go back and I was like, trying this again was my caption. That was it.
Really?
Yeah.
Blew up. How many views did that get?
That one, I think it got like 5 million in that time period. It's probably got more now, but I was like, that was like a massive, massive viral video.
Yeah.
You know, when you first hit 5 million views, it's like, oh my gosh. So I just, you know, did it again.
Dude, I remember seeing that and thinking that business-wise, that was so brilliant. Because you had a niche. Like, you were the TikTok drummer since, like, day one. And there was probably a little bit of competition. But, like, I feel like that was that, like, micro niche that we talk about that just blew you up. Like, you found your shtick right there.
It was like the bit of the branding that...
Yep.
Because I remember just after that, and I think because I got on, remember when I went over and we did that
Jared was like, hold up, let me hop on this.
Bro, that was so fun. I remember calling you, and we were I think it was like right after the first video blew up, and we were going to do some kind of collab, and then you're like, yo, bro, these paint videos are blowing up. I'm like, bro, let me get the paint. Yep. I'll buy everything. Let me come over and just slam on the drums.
Yeah.
And that was wild. But I remember you telling me that how many views it got, and I was like, Holy smokes.
The Don't Be Shy. I think it was like a Don't Be Shy.
Don't be shy. It
We
was
made,
my
we made a
vocals.
track. Yeah. Yeah.
That was a blast, bro. That was really fun.
Yeah.
So from there, you have a 5 million view video. What happens next?
I think I just kept on like, I did that, a handful more times. I kept on mixing in like regular drum videos, studio videos. And the thing with that, I quickly started to realize that like my passion, and I think creatives or musicians will like understand this, but like my passion for drumming, I could go 1,000% and like it wouldn't connect. I'd be like, in my mind I'm thinking like I'm playing good. I know I'm playing good, and like I'm hitting hard. I got passion behind this, like what gives kind of thing. And I genuinely believe like the paint, to answer your question, I kept making paint videos and started to realize that like it was just connecting more with people coming across the video. Like there was just a connection that was happening. And it just quickly hit me like people can now, like because of the paint, see the passion, like kind of see it live happen, how high the paint's going. Like it was just an instant like double connection. Like they hear it and then like also see it.
Yeah.
So I think like as soon as I realized that, it kind of hit me like this is, I got to keep doing these. Like these are connecting. And then that ultimately led up to doing the awareness videos. I was working with somebody at the time, and they were like, "You should do pink for Breast Cancer Awareness Month coming up." And I had never thought about the concept of. They were like, "You should do." I'd never thought about the concept of like the awareness side of it, and then I was like, "How about you comment?" that, and I'll respond to it. And I've never shared this, on a podcast or whatever. But I was like, how about you comment that? And just so like there's that transparency involved, like like a real person, asking about a certain awareness. And so like did that, and that's when it really took off. That's when it like.
I love that.
Yeah.
What are some other of the videos you did for awareness?
Especially engagement wise, it was like. It added a realness, to.
Yeah. I think that those were like some of the first videos I saw that went super viral too.
Yeah.
And I like was checking it on your account. I was like, oh my God.
Yeah.
Wait, so
Austin's absolutely popping off right now.
Yeah.
There was the first one was the breast cancer awareness, and then what were some examples of other awareness videos? Because I love this whole concept so much.
Yeah, like childhood cancer. It's unfortunate that one I think got like 70 million views. And the sound's muted now on it.
Oh no.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Copyright
It's
or what?
so stupid. It's like
Whatever.
It was a copyright. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. But so it was like childhood cancer was one concept, awareness earlier on that like really connected. I mean, there was like a colon cancer, lung cancer, a lot of like cancers. People were just like, dude, that was like overwhelming. Like when that first breast cancer awareness video hit, like the amount of people just wanting to like be heard and just like have something like put up and like shown for people to like realize, like that was like.
I love that, dude. It's cool that you're pulling in that community too and kind of bringing people together. And like I love that play on words, the awareness, like because I mean that's exactly what you're doing.
Did you have any crazy opportunities that came from, I guess, any of the viral videos or the awareness series? Like, was that also another like kind of pivotal moment or like elevation in your brand?
Yeah, there were some well-established like organizations, like nonprofits and stuff that started to reach out and kind of wanted to like incorporate, or how can we be involved kind of thing. So some cool relationships built there. I think, well, not I think, there were a lot of people too that like I probably missed, like just didn't realize, or different brands or organizations that would reach out, and it's kind of like just hard to manage it all. Still can be, but pivotal moments, like American Heart Association, I ended up doing like a campaign with them. And then like St. Jude, I think.
yeah.
There's some pretty cool like organizations that, yeah.
Bro, that's just crazy. Like, I don't know if you ever imagined when you were starting out that like as a drummer you'd be able to like, connect and like make such a difference in like so many different ways.
Yeah.
Starting out like that, that's just such a cool like gap that you were able to bridge, and it was all through like just coming up with like the paint idea. But I mean, dude, I don't know if many people or influencers that like have been able to do that or have had that opportunity. So that's mad respect, dude.
I appreciate that. Yeah. I did drop out of college to pursue drumming full time.
Let's talk about that.
I had some belief in that there was something there, but like I just didn't know what it looked like.
What point, like where were you at in your social media journey when you decided to drop out of college?
I think I had like 2,500 Instagram followers. Didn't have TikTok.
I love this. Okay.
1,000 YouTube subscribers. I mean, nothing. Like I didn't have a platform. I just had like a drive, I think, just to like, that something was there. I just didn't know what. So like, I remember I would rent out, like in college, you can get like, you can rent a room to use if you're like a club or whatever on campus. And so I would call in as like a club or whatever and like rent out like rooms to like set up my drums in and like record videos for nobody.
Dang.
Just cause like I wanted to do it. And I was like, I like the process of like setting up a drum set, putting up mics. I mean, I would do the whole production, set up and tear down, and then just like, go and mix it.
Bro, I want to highlight.
I had to learn Logic.
What you said. You said you love the process of it.
For sure. Yeah.
I think that's super important.
Yeah. For sure. Yeah.
So, where were you at in college? What year?
I got 12 credits left.
Oh my God. So you were right at the finish line.
What was your major too?
Criminal justice.
Criminal justice.
Wow. Yeah.
Dang.
So I was gonna do law enforcement and that whole route, and then kind of, yeah.
When we met you? This was 2019. Was this like? Did you drop out?
It was, I think like 2016.
Oh, so you were going at it for a few years before we met you.
Yeah, about a year and a half where there was like nothing really happening. And then TikTok,
changed the game.
I saw an ad on Instagram stories for TikTok to download it. And I was like, what is this? Yeah. And then
that's wild.
Literally. Yeah. Crazy.
Jeez.
Yep.
Do you remember your first piece of content that like, I don't know, like set the tone for like, I want to be an influencer. I want to be like a social media presence.
First piece of content.
Or just one that you were like super proud of early on, Yeah,
I mean, I set up in like this studio space that I was able to get into, and I did like it was just it was the first time that I like was recording drums on my own with my own mics and my own interface. And I was just like, I mean, it's looking back now, it's crap, but then I was like, dang, this is sick. I want to like figure this out more.
Yeah.
It was a cover of, I put it on YouTube thinking it was going to pop off too, which is hilarious.
That's how it all starts.
Yeah. You think like, oh, I'm going to become a YouTuber, and then you realize how saturated it is.
Yeah.
But it was like, I forget the name of the song, but it was a YouTube cover.
Yeah, if you find it, we can put it up too later.
Yeah.
But I think it's funny that you're like, oh, it was crap.
Yeah.
Especially looking at it now. Because, I mean, even with, like, my content and, like, your content, when we were doing covers, like, at, like, 18, 19, I feel like you look at that, and at the time, you're like, oh, this is it.
Yeah.
I'm the best. I'm the only one doing this. Yep. And now looking back at that, I'm like, oh, God.
Before Jarek and I did SmallTownHollywood, we met in my dorm a couple times and like recorded a couple different covers that went on like my Instagram. This is before SmallTownHollywood was conceived. Like we didn't do SmallTownHollywood for like years later.
Right.
That stuff is still up and it exists
and
somewhere, and
we
it's
faked
terrifying.
that we were like producing it. Remember, we were like,
that's amazing.
trying to get buttons. It was so cheesy.
Do you think people are doing that right now? And like people that are popping off but fully faking it?
Oh, 100%.
Like
I've worked with
established
people that are like
DJs
doing
or
that.
established artists that like.
Dude, so I was a DJ for, I don't know, like 2 years.
Would you just push buttons?
And yes.
You'd hit
I was
play
the
on the
biggest
track.
liar up there.
You'd hit play on the track and then have like
Pretty
this
much
thing.
all
and you're
the
just
only
like,
thing I did was there's play here, play up
That's
for
amazing.
this, play here. I only used crossfader and then little
Dude.
like the I don't know, low pass filter. There were some DJs that were big that I played with. I'm not gonna drop any names.
Yeah.
But they literally would have an MP3 all the way through of
That's
their
amazing.
set with
That's amazing.
everything already faded in and transitions were built into it, and then they pretend to like. I remember being behind stage and looking over, and there's a little knob right here and then a knob right here. He reached in between the two and went like that. There's
amazing.
nothing there, and he's just like doing the whole like piece right here with
Dude,
the
that's
headphones.
amazing.
I'm like, it works.
I remember watching, I think it's Will Singe and like Alex Ayano or like Bozzy. They were doing covers on Vine. They were doing them on YouTube. And I remember just being like enamored by the way that they could like do their little beat pad and set up the
Yeah.
song, like record all the parts. And like
Yeah.
there was magic to it. And they're like an element of like just being kind of drawn in by their craft.
Mm-hmm.
And then when I got more into the music space and like really learned production, how it worked, I was like, oh, they're
No.
not doing any of this live.
No
It
way.
like pulled back the curtain and it was kind of like a deflating moment. But then I was like, okay, if it's not live, I can do that too.
Yeah.
Like, I can produce it. I can
Sort
make
of
sure it
makes
sounds
sense.
perfect.
I mean,
yeah.
most people probably at that caliber aren't doing a lot of it live unless
Yeah.
it's just like a total like volume pull down to talk or like stuff like that. But everything else is probably just running.
To do it live, you
Yeah.
can tell when I can tell when people are doing it live, and it's rare.
Yeah.
But the people that are doing it live are, for the most part, insanely talented.
Yeah.
They're just
At
so
a different
gifted,
level.
and then that's where you're just like, all right,
Okay.
that's the
Yeah.
level that like everyone wants to be on. But
Yep.
those people are just insanely gifted.
Jeez.
For sure.
So, dude, I've been curious the last 2 years, and you can say as much or as little as you want on this. Having 10 million followers and the amount of views you get, and also just I want to know how your brain thinks around this whole topic in general, but I'm fascinated with the business side of things and like how you've developed a business around your following. Because at some point, you have to figure out how to make it a full-time career, but then also
Right.
like leverage your following in a business sense, like build a business around it so there's some longevity to what you're doing. Like,
For sure.
I just want start wherever you want. What has been your process with like creating your business around the TikTok drummer, and like what was kind of the first thing that started you out where like, all right, this is the first way I'm making money, your first revenue stream?
Yeah. Just start, I think, just to get this out of the way, biggest regret in the whole process up until date was not starting a personal brand earlier. Like not starting a personal brand without even having a platform, and just because even if I didn't have like product on a shelf, just like talking about it or like just that it's there, I think like definitely like the biggest regret, because once things start rolling and start like moving with momentum, like looking back, seeing that, it's like once that happens, it's like you want to now you got to focus on the creative and the content, and it's like hard to do both. Like have the start a business and start like a brand once that's rolling, unless you find somebody that just like knows how to do that and like can do it for you, so to speak. That might sound really lazy and people might not understand my perspective on that, but for me it was tough to like be, especially like my content being so like community driven. Got to be so involved with like who's saying what and like all that. Like I focus on that, but
So when you did decide to start a personal brand, like what was the first thing that you went for?
So I mean, I was selling drumsticks for a period of time. I'm not now. I think the biggest success with like the business side of having 10 million followers or however many followers or views has come through brand deals. Just
Okay.
like stuff like that. I think the whole business side of it is like weird to talk about. I don't know why. But-
Yeah,
I
I,
wanna
feel like it's a
hear- I
little
wanna-
taboo.
and
too,
I
in
think
the
it is
industry.
taboo. It's taboo.
But this is the substance that most influencers need to hear. Because
Yeah.
I mean, like even this is what our podcast is about. It's
Man,
like
I
helping
appreciate you saying that
influencers
it's
to-
taboo, because that is exactly how the culture feels.
It is.
I was
It
in
is.
I was in LA earlier this year with my friend Maddie and 2 other women that are very successful in the fashion niche, and I watched them talk about like how much they make from brand deals for like an hour straight, and by the time they were done, they're like, wow, that was really nice. Like no one ever says anything about how much money they're making and this and that. So
well, the fact that you have to be around other influencers in order to get that information and feedback is like kind of sucks, because I mean it's so like behind the scenes, and that's why I think like with this podcast, it is called Broken Famous. It's like most influencers aren't really making money, so talking to the ones that figured out, that those rare ones that figured out how to make money off social media and giving them an outlet to kind of explain how they did it is really, really important to pretty much the entire influencer industry. Because I mean, how many times have you gone on a brand deal and they try to bully you into thinking that you're worth less than you actually are? Yeah, all the time, probably. So we appreciate you being on this too and just talking about it.
Yeah. For me, I think a lot of the reason why it feels that way is because people don't want to share. People don't want to talk about it. The ones that have like figured out something that's working, and the ones that have figured out like how to make a living off of doing it, they don't want to talk about it and tell it to people. Yeah,
gatekeep it a little bit.
Yeah, and so I think there's like some level of just like secrecy that people keep it or whatever. This is like the most brutally honest thing, you know, that people probably don't want to hear, especially like, you know, the younger kids that see what we're doing and want to do it. Is just like, it's tough. It's really tough. Like it's hard to like make a living being an online influencer. It's tough. Super tough. It's a grind.
What was the stat?
It's a grind.
In one of our, I think we did an episode on monetization, and one of the stats was 10% of influencers make more than 50K a year. And then 40% of influencers make less than 1K.
I'm sorry, 10%?
10% make more than 50K.
That's it.
People are better. I mean, it's tough. I would never want to like defer somebody from pursuing like their dreams, but like you're better off getting like a dope agency gig or whatever. I mean, I don't know what you're doing now, but I'm sure it's like there's some mental peace because you know.
I'm freelance now, but I did do.
Okay,
I did work for an agency for a year.
On the ground
yeah. I squirreled away my money at the agency. And,
but with an agency, you're still working with talent, and you're still kind of like, you have moments of like passion that come up or whatever, because you get to work with people that, you know, you enjoy their stuff. But like, it's a grind. It's a grind.
Yeah,
that's honestly why I quit the agency. I love the grind.
Yeah.
I love the grind, dude.
There is something about it that's like, it's kind of like, you know, there's a chase involved, and it's like, you know, you never really know what's gonna hit the email box. You never know. There's months where it's like, somebody please email me with money, and like that sounds so greedy and whatever, but it's reality.
Influencers
it's
get
facts,
this, dude.
And then there's other months.
That's
why
why,
understand,
bro. Me and Bryce talk about this all the time. It's usually me complaining, like even with creator funds too. They like pay so well, and then out of nowhere they just rip that from underneath you.
Oh,
so
they rug pull it.
Bro, yeah. Oh my God, like Reels Play. I don't know if you like were in that. They're paying influencers so much money. It was like $35K a month for some influencers that were getting like 80 million views for the whole month, and then they were just like, no, instead of 80 million a month for the same amount of money, you need to hit 359 million. Charli D'Amelio doesn't even hit that on TikTok. Right. So it's like, how is anyone supposed to hit that? And then brand deals too. I love what you said about waking up in the morning and then looking at that email list, because every influencer does that, and it's scary because like the whole grind of an influencer is like, you need to keep your engagement up so you can get brand deals. Because I don't know what the stat was, but most influencers, their entire income comes from brand deals. So if you're not getting that, it can be a little bit frightening, and you're like, oh, start looking at side jobs, figuring out stuff. Yeah,
which is why I was prefacing initially, like, I think one of the biggest regrets is not having a personal brand, because that's like not necessarily reliant on like another brand finding interest in what you're doing and wanting to like put finances towards it, you know.
I love that, dude. Bryce Hall, brilliant guy. He someone asked like, why don't you do brand deals? And he's like, I don't need to do brand deals because I have my own, like, instead of a brand paying me a certain amount of money for each post, I just promote my own product. and it's brilliant.
There's a clip out there online, and maybe in the post you could like put this on this video. It's Johnny Knoxville, and y'all maybe seen this, in Steve-O, and they're and Steve-O's in an interview. It was just Steve-O.
Yeah.
He was in an interview, and it was like, the name of this podcast is literally what he was talking about. He said we were both on the same show, and he said we both were extremely famous. Everyone knew who we both were. He literally said he was broke, and Johnny Knoxville was coming home with like a new BMW every other week. The difference was he had a personal brand. He had skateboards.
Dang.
And Steve-O didn't have a personal brand. Same show, same notoriety. One had a personal brand, one didn't. And it's
that's huge, man.
Yeah.
So what are you doing now then?
I've remembered that now.
Yeah.
You know.
What are you doing now then for your personal brand? What kind of stuff are you into?
So currently nothing is available to hit purchase on.
Okay.
But I'm
Slowly
strategizing it all right now.
What's in the works? if you can
Clothing
share?
line, drumsticks.
Okay.
And
Are you still doing Faith Over Fame?
Faith Over Fame is on standby.
Okay.
That's a brand I started with my brother. And I still love the message. We'll probably end up just like flipping it into a nonprofit.
Okay.
And then do more
That's dope.
It makes more sense. I mean, we've only ended up just giving away inventory they didn't sell anyways. So,
Bro, it is hard to move product too.
Yeah.
I mean, we learned that when we dropped merch on SmallTownHollywood. We had 1 million followers. I think we moved like 5 pieces of merch.
Oh my gosh.
and a paint brand.
Oh, dude.
Ooh.
Yeah, that one's.
Yeah. So I've
one
been
was
working on that.
What I've realized too is just personal brand stuff. Because I mean, Wonder Coffee. I mean, obviously now, like, I started a company with my friend called Wonder Coffee, and we've done a few like little brand deals with this. But you need to be posting about it constantly, or people forget about it.
Right,
Because they
right.
see your video, like some of your stuff will like go mega viral. Like our mashup we did, mega viral, 60 million views total.
Right.
But my brand, like, there's nothing in there that can be sold. So like finding ways to like strategically put a brand in, or figure out ways to like, I don't know, promote it is really tough. And it's like, it is a whole nother side of your career. It's almost like a second job doing it. So finding ways to get like a brand to fit specifically in the niche you already have, like the paint, for example, I think that's brilliant because people watch your videos for that paint almost. So if you have that, be like at the end, like kind of drop and be like, hey,
Right.
it's my paint.
Right. Yeah.
I think it's brilliant.
I know you also you would hang canvases above your drum set. So when you
yeah.
play, it would splatter on the canvases, and it would make art.
Right.
Super cool. And then
Yep.
you'd list it online and sell those. How did those do?
Pretty good. Most of like the viral videos where it's like for a specific cause, like I've just like sent those canvases just like to the person, just like found them
that's so
afterwards.
cool.
Just sent
I
them it.
love that.
And then like there's a handful of canvases where like I would just lay them out, and they were like a part of the video, but they weren't like the main piece that I've listed before. Again, nothing right now. My website's like, paused or whatever. But when I had them up and stuff, like I remember I'd send out like a text to like my text platform, and it would go like in that same day, like all the ones that were listed. Again, it's just like a lot to keep up with that.
Bro,
It's kind of like running a whole company.
Yeah.
I was just gonna ask,
By yourself,
do you have a team, or is it?
Yeah.
What does your team look like? When did you decide to like, hey, I need to hire someone, or I need to start partnering with people? And like, what was your first hire, and like, what does your team look like now?
So right now it's a 2-piece plus kind of 2. So it's like about 4. 2 are like more day to day. 2 are kind of just like when a certain when a job comes up. I guess like agent and a manager representation. And then not really like with a big corporate agency or whatever, which would be an easier route, I think, as far as like eliminating some of the hustle or carrying like the responsibility. But 2-piece team to kind of help keep the wheels moving. And again, when stuff still like is really cool, and like numbers still look really cool, and like growth is still happening, almost at 1 million subscribers on YouTube, which is funny because people are always like, dude, your TikTok, and I'm thinking in the back of my mind, like, y'all don't know about my YouTube yet, though.
Bro,
like,
I know about your YouTube.
It's in the background.
I know about your
there's some
YouTube, bro.
crazy
And like,
videos
I'm like,
on that,
to me, I'm like, mad respect for the YouTube because that's massive.
that's tough.
And I mean, I like, dude, I keep up with everyone's accounts, but like, I saw your short. Like, I think shorts were the craziest opportunity for YouTube.
Big
that
opportunity. Big opportunity.
A lot of people did not
It's already
capitalize
kind of closing
on.
back up too.
It is,
Yeah.
bro.
Well, no, not to like, as far as like organic reach goes, it's still there, but like the saturation, closes up. Like I'm still a big believer in the shorts though. Like I think my brother actually started posting on there hard, and I was like, keep posting, dude. He was not getting views, and I was like, keep posting, and now he's getting like 500K, 400K
Video?
views on repurposed TikToks.
Bro,
Wow.
so
Almost at 10K subs.
That's impressive,
Yeah.
dude.
couple
Man,
or
I
like
need to-
6 months ago, I saw shorts was popping off, and then it was a big opportunity for influencers, and I was like, I need to start testing out this algorithm and like figure it out, because I was still working with influencers like day to day doing stuff.
Yeah.
And so like I want to be worth my salt if I was going to give advice.
Right.
So I created a women's fashion page and just ripped TikToks, posted 3 times a day for the last 6 months.
Yeah.
It's got 150K subs.
Yep.
And
That's insane.
it's in the creator fund.
Yeah.
Which is that like
They're gonna
morally
hunt it down
correct?
now.
I don't know.
What's the handle? No, I'm
I
kidding.
won't. I will not drop it. But bro,
funny.
like it's
Yeah.
shorts has been massive, and I think there was or is an opportunity for real still. I also did Pinterest.
Okay.
Pinterest is a big opportunity, but yeah, I mean, so I guess that's another revenue stream. It is like these different platforms aside. So like, if you could break down, like, you don't have to get into the specifics of anything, but like for platforms, what would you say has been the most lucrative?
Oh yeah, good question.
You can just rank them from like 1 to 3: TikTok, Instagram, YouTube.
Brand deal wise, TikTok. Brand deal wise, I'd say TikTok, Instagram, YouTube. Platform wise, I'd say YouTube, TikTok, Instagram. Yeah. Yeah.
Have you done? That's so.
Does that make sense, though?
Yeah, no,
Yeah,
that
like-
makes
like-
that
yeah.
makes complete sense. 'Cause
Yeah.
it is. That's kind of a testament to, all right, here's where the brands are at, and here's where the brands are spending their money, and then it's like, here's where the platforms are at, and here's where they're paying influencers the most.
Yeah,
You
I
know?
also I have a question. Okay, we've talked about this a few times.
But there's also a catch-up game happening
Yeah.
on both the other platforms too, which is why there's more available on YouTube and Instagram, because there's just been a widespread realization that like,
Yeah.
okay, content now is most desirable, vertical, and 30-second stops. So like, and TikTok obviously was pretty much the first one to kind of make that like statement, popularize that.
So are you in all the creator funds across platforms like Reels?
I'm in and out.
Shorts, in and out.
I'm in and out.
What is your, and we've talked about this before, we talk about the podcast all the time. What are your thoughts on the TikTok creator fund specifically?
For a season, it was really good.
What do you mean?
Just like for a season, it really did provide like a lot of my like living, I guess. And I think it's, like any fund, like platforms have to like raise money again on their end to keep making it happen. And so I think that like there's a ratio there. And I mean, I could be totally wrong about this.
Yeah.
But I think that it's like what you said earlier, like it goes up and down. Like there's months where it's like, you get a video that hits 5 million views and it's like, gosh, I don't even.
Yeah. There's
Some of the
just
numbers though, like 5 million views should generate,
More.
like 20K.
Yeah.
Right.
CPM's
But
crazy.
I've seen that generate $250.
Right.
Yeah. Oh
on
my
TikTok.
God. I know.
And, I get it. I think maybe it's like an easier view, like percentage on TikTok. Maybe it's just like based off of, I don't know. It doesn't make sense.
There's a lot of speculation right now that just like,
I mean-
TikTok. Yeah. like creator tools is just dropping a lot of influencers' engagement. I remember me and you kind of talking about that. Have you seen that happen like at all? Just like a drop in engagement or anything?
I don't know. I've gone back and forth with it. That's why I've been in and out just to see.
Where you at
for
right now
myself.
with it?
I'm in it right now.
Yeah.
Yep.
Bro, I will say the creator fund concept is completely new and established by TikTok.
Yep.
And like we talked about this before on the pod, but it is a different model than like what YouTube does with AdSense, right? So like advertisers are paying to have their ad on your video, and like that's where their revenue is coming from AdSense. With TikTok's creator fund, like they are paying out of pocket creators for views. So like why my thing's always been never join creator fund, because why would they want to push you out more if they're gonna have to pay you more?
Right.
So it's kind of just like, and that's also why their CPM is like what, 4 cents versus YouTube's is like an average of $5.
Yeah, I think my
Yeah,
CPM on
geez.
YouTube is like 620 or something like that.
That's an 100 times difference, which is insane. So I'm just like, whenever I talk to creators and they're talking about creator fund, I'm like, don't do it. I just don't think.
What would be the
It's
point then for a
worth
platform to do that? Like what? Just data?
I think it's to check. I think it's to check a box.
Yeah.
Of like, hey, we do provide for our creators, but it doesn't pay enough.
But if it hurts their creators that are able to be in that, because you have to have 100K, this, that, and the other, wouldn't that, you'd think that would like defeat the purpose of like, this is for you.
Yeah.
No pun
I
intended.
have a conspiracy that it's a disguise, like of a, hey, this is for you, and that's disguising the fact that they want to throttle views back.
Oh yeah.
Because of the saturation on the platform
And
now.
to make you want to pay?
No. They will pay you, but they're gonna pull your views back so much because they don't want to pay you too much. But they have to make space now on the saturated platform of TikTok. They can only blow up so many people at one time. And so it's like, hey, let's come out with this creator fund feature. We're gonna pay you for views now, and your views are gonna drop, but you're gonna make money. But then it's like we've created behind the scenes, TikTok's created space to blow up, 100,000 more influencers every day.
Right.
That's my conspiracy take.
And I mean,
I can see that.
It's all over my TikTok especially, but it's been happening to a lot of people too. I remember we were super
Subscriptions
early on.
though.
What?
Subscriptions.
Oh yeah.
Have y'all seen that?
TikTok subscriptions? Wait, what is that all about? I remember seeing like an article about it, but
I got my first subscriber yesterday.
oh
Really?
Yeah.
Can they choose the amount, or do you set the rate?
There's a set rate. There's only one subscription option right now. It's $5.99 a month, and then you can select like 1 month or auto renew.
Wow.
What's the kind of the model for catering towards your subscribers on?
When you're live streaming, that you can have like custom gifs you give your subscribers. You can turn on subscriber only chat. They get like a badge on their name when they talk in your chat. It seems like, most of it's still like a demo, and so I think like every other thing they've done, I think it'll expand. Where you can have like multiple different subscription payments, and a 6-month button, a 2-month button.
Wow.
Pretty cool.
Did this just release? How long has this been around?
Like a month. Less than a month.
I feel like they're pushing, especially just live stuff, so hard right now. Yeah, everything about TikTok is so different than what it was like 2 years ago.
Bro, that's just another sign to me that I think they truly want to help creators monetize on TikTok, but they're never going to do it through their own dollars. They're just going to create the tools for influencers to do it, which I agree with. I think the real value they're providing you on TikTok is attention. Like no other platform has an algorithm like TikTok. So it's like, this is your payment. We'll give you attention, and then here's the tools we'll build around you. Like,
it's true. You can't
do your
really
best
be
to
mad
make
at
money.
that either.
No. And that's why earlier I was saying that as far as brand deals go, like TikTok has definitely been the most lucrative because of the organic reach that it offers.
Yeah. And it's the big gorilla right now too, just in general. Like I think pretty much every corporation that I've worked with has reached out to me for specifically TikTok. Everyone I talk to, like I feel like most brand deals are being done on TikTok because it's just so much easier than, I don't know, an Instagram post that doesn't get pushed to like a discover page as much.
Yeah. But on the flip side of that, it's tough because with the brand deals anymore, like I think it used to be a little bit more predictable, but like anymore it is becoming more and more difficult to like be able to guarantee like, oh, this video is going to go viral for your,
Yeah.
from this
Oh my
post.
God.
So that's like
a-
another stress, it's like, oh gosh, like I know it could go viral, but like I can't guarantee
Yeah.
500K views or 1 million views.
That's why I hate when brands use like, what amount of views can you guarantee? I'm like, I can't guarantee anything. This is going on an account that has 10 million followers that gets this average amount of views. It's up and down. Sometimes I don't post because I'm human. Sometimes I
right.
post a lot.
Right.
You need to look at it like a TV channel. Like premieres are going to do great. On a reruns, not as great.
Right.
There's certain content or certain shows on Nickelodeon, for example, that don't do as well. It's not because it's bad quality. It's just, I don't know, people aren't tuning in at that exact time.
Yeah.
So that I've always been on the side of like, oh, if you have high engagement, utilize that for brand deals. But I mean, overall, like you need to charge based on like the following, based on the network you have.
Yeah.
Because I mean, yeah, brands love to. Our biggest post I think right now is that like brand deals love to gaslight you. And it's so true.
Yeah.
Anyway, we're getting close on time, so we're wondering, do you have any advice to people getting started with social media? Any like on how to go viral or how to get started or what should they learn?
You got to find a niche.
Yes. Boom.
You have to find a niche. There's tons of drummers like, as a drummer, I see a lot of drummers that don't have a niche, and they're just like, there's nothing cool about their room they're filming in. There's nothing cool about their look. I mean, it's a lot of it can sound silly and corny, but like, unfortunately, it's kind of the culture of like being a content creator, wanting to be successful online, to have like a niche. And so, yeah, I'd say niche.
Yeah, that's huge.
Yeah.
That was number one for our monetization podcast.
Yeah.
And you are a perfect example of that too. Because you found we always talk about macro niches and micro. You found that macro niche, that you're a drummer. And then you found that micro lane of like, I don't know, you're like an entertainer at the same time.
The paint, I would argue, would be
Yeah.
the micro niche of like,
exactly.
this was the creativity, and this is like the niche you carved out for yourself in all of like drumming TikTok.
Yeah,
Yep.
what would you call that? Paint drumming? Is there like a
Paint drumming, yeah.
paint drumming?
Just wait till the YouTube long videos start coming out.
Ooh,
come on.
I guess that's our final wrap up question here is what do you got? What do you got in the raps for the future that you want to plug, shout out? Exciting things people should know about.
We're about to start renting out stadiums and doing big old experimental crazy stuff
Are you doing anything here in
Come on.
Nashville?
in Nashville.
So you gotta let the boys know. We'll show
bro.
up.
Dude, we're about to, it's about to be lit.
Hey, that's amazing, dude. I'm excited for that.
I'll say like big shout outs to like Mr. Beast, those content creators, because that's a whole, like, coming up with a 30-second, funny video, skit, whatever, isn't that difficult. Or like some big, musical performance, like quick TikTok, but like coming up with a 15-minute long YouTube video where the whole thing is just like keeps you engaged, that is just a whole different level of thinking, which is why, like, I think, you see more, like, they've got to be seeing more financial return on the back end because of like how much longer they're keeping people on the platform, and just like ads want to be on those kind of videos more than like a 20-second quick TikTok that most people are probably gonna forget as soon as they swipe,
Yeah.
But YouTube vids.
YouTube vids.
Oh.
It's funny because like all these people and YouTube platform themselves are like pretty focused on the shorts content right now, and a lot of like YouTubers that I like watch, like in the crypto space or whatever, like they're all like, hey, I'm trying to figure out, hey, I'm pulling back my intro to make it shorter, or like, have y'all seen my shorts? They're like plugging their shorts, and I'm like going the other way. When like everyone else is trying to shift to shorts, I'm like, yo, I'm like tagging at the end of my video, see longer video here.
Yeah.
So it's like an interesting flip.
It does seem like TikTok is scrambling to make long form content a thing, and YouTube is scrambling to catch up with TikTok on doing short content.
Yeah.
So you are established like the TikTok presence. So it's like, hey, let's honestly, and YouTube too. You're just kind of killing the game right now. I don't know if you
Yeah,
probably
bro.
already know that, but
You already feel very well rounded with your content.
for real.
But
Getting
that makes me
I appreciate it.
I do.
that makes me even more excited to see what you got cooking with the long form stuff on YouTube.
We can talk about that off
Bro.
the camera.
Yeah,
We're fans,
all right.
bro. So like, we're excited to hear
Heck yeah.
all this. Is there anything you? Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, I was just saying. All right, like plug your socials.
Bro, yeah.
I know you're the TikTok drummer, but how do we find you on everything?
I forget.
What's my handle again?
I mean, Austin Ware drums on Instagram and YouTube, and then the TikTok drummer on TikTok, on Snapchat. Sorry.
Come on. And
Awesome.
a lot of merch to come. It sounds like a lot of personal brands.
Do y'all use Snapchat? Random.
Yeah.
Do y'all use Snapchat?
I was going hard on Spotlight, and then they just stopped. But
Did
yeah,
they
I mean,
stop that completely? Like the
It's still
the
going, but it's not
monetization
really-
factor, all that.
It's like super low if they are doing it. And I don't know anyone doing it anymore.
I remember you texting me once, like, dude,
Right,
you
bro.
gotta get on Snapchat.
Yeah.
I
Spotlight.
tried, but they kept they
Bro,
were
the
flagging most of my
copyright.
videos.
Yeah.
They were playing a lot of mine
And like
too.
the lighting, I guess, had to be a certain thing, and it just
I know
I gave up
influencers
on it
that
pretty
made
quick.
like millions
Six,
off of that.
7 figures. I was like, this is the craziest opportunity I've ever seen with the Creator Fund.
Jeez.
Wow, that's insane.
But awesome. All right.
Well, Austin, thank you for coming on the pod.
For sure. Thanks
About
for
to
having
chop it up off pod.
Hey,
Got
come
some
on.
follow-up questions for you, but thanks for coming today.
Sweet.
me.
Awesome.
Appreciate it. Stuff, right?